What's going on YouTube? My name's Nick and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, money. Money, 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 money. We're going to be talking about budgeting and how to set yourself right for 2021. It's never too early to get started, and the main thing that you're going to need to be successful, whatever time of year it is a budget. Budget, budget, budget. There's plenty of free apps and software out there to help you get your budget right. One of my favorite apps to use is Dave Ramsey's app called EveryDollar. It's important to use a budgeting software like this so you can see exactly where each and every single one of your dollars is going month after month. There's nothing worse than spending money and not knowing exactly where it's going. Why it's so important to talk about money is because when you're stressed out about money, that can lead to bad health. I don't know why it is that people hate talking about money. Some important things to keep in mind for the end of the year is do not ball out of control on Christmas gifts for people. If you don't have the money to afford all these different types of gifts for people, then don't go out and spend your hard-earned cash. It's that simple. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go into debt purchasing gifts and gifts and gifts for all these people. Yes, you may love and care about them dearly, but I promise you, giving them a phone call on Christmas will mean just as much if they truly love you. I've been in this situation in the past myself. I've spent thousands of dollars on Christmas not budgeting. And at the end of it, what did I end up with? Nothing but more debt. And some pretty happy family members. But that's not the point here. More and more I find that my generation, millennials in particular, like to go out and impress people. Everything's about, one-upping somebody else. It doesn't have to be that way. Let's change the culture and it all starts with you. Also, in talking about money, something else to keep in mind is that this COVID unemployment relief benefit is potentially coming to an end at the beginning of the year. Are you ready for that? That's $600 extra a week from the government that have been paying out week after week ever since March started. And a lot of people are getting really comfortable with that. Do you have a backup plan? What is your plan of action for when this $600 a week stops? Looping this back to health, you have to think, what's the reason that you really go to work? We all know we have to go to work to pay the bills, right? Well, I'm kind of viewing a job as a way to pay you just enough to keep you happy enough to keep coming back so you keep on spending and charging that credit card, right? You have to learn to break that cycle. Are you stuck at a job that you hate? Imagine if you took away all the debt that you currently have, all of it, just wiped it away clean. How much money would that leave you with extra at the end of every single month? What would you do with that money at the end of every single month? Would you still be working at that same job that you hate? I doubt it. Would you take a vacation? Ask yourself this, when's the last time you went on a real vacation? And I'm not talking about no staycation where, oh yeah, I'm taking a week off work this week. I'll be at the house chilling. That is not a vacation, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we call a staycation. And let me tell you, the world is so big. There's so many places that you can go and visit. And it's not even that expensive, especially right now with this whole COVID situation going on. Travel is super, super cheap. Take advantage of it. While we're on the topic of working, let me ask you another question. What's your retirement plan? Do you have a retirement plan where you're contributing something every single month consistently? If the answer is no, I got some bad news for you. You're probably in trouble unless you start contributing a whole bunch of money real quick. But even for people who do contribute, you have to think about the cost of inflation at 3% a year on average. Is your money really going to outlast you? The solution to this is finding a way to earn residual or passive income. There's plenty of ways out there where you can earn passive income. Some of the most popular ways are through real estate, where you can buy a property and rent it out, and your tenant is actually paying your mortgage or your loan from the bank, and you get to pocket everything that's left over in profit. Once that property is paid off, everything that gets paid out by the tenant is profit. We like to call that cash flow. Another example of residual or passive income is if you have a business, whether that's online, a brick and mortar business. If you have a business that's consistently paying you month after month on a consistent basis, then that counts as a form of passive or residual income. Keep in mind there will be up times and down times, profits and losses, and you never know when you're going to be in a situation like this coronavirus situation that harshly affected restaurants all around the United States and the world for that matter. Take this YouTube channel that I built, for example. Once I build it up to have enough subscribers, YouTube will start paying me on a monthly basis for the number of subscribers that I have. I will in turn get a check from YouTube, and that's a form of passive income. This is just one of the forms of passive income that I have. There are several others that I have, and one of the easiest things that you can do is start a home-based business. That is something that you can do right now today. There's an abundance of tax breaks and tax benefits that you can take advantage of while having a home-based business. For example, did you know that I can write off a portion of my mortgage just because I have a home office in my home? Based off of the square feet that I use for my home office, that's the amount of my mortgage that I can cut off at the end of the year and get a tax break for that. Not only my mortgage, but I can write off my cell phone bill, I can write off gas mileage, I can write off vacations if I use it for business purposes. I can write off gifts, I can write off a whole abundance of things. But at the end of the day, you won't know about these tax breaks if you don't have a mentor. That's my last and final tip, is find a mentor, somebody who you can go to, ask questions, someone who's been there, done it, been successful, and has a proven formula for success. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I'm really into health and wellness. I have a home-based business where I can bless people by giving them free water, and in return, once they experience benefits, they could end up purchasing a machine for their home. If you're interested in something like that, or you just want more information, I left a link in the description box down below where you can register for a short webinar, and it tells you all about what I do. That's all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to your success in 2021. Y'all have a good rest of your day.